I'm on my way to work and I thought about charisma. As a lecturer, you wonder, why are the students coming to your lecture? What makes them attend for so and so many weeks per term? They can choose, right? They don't have to come to lectures. It's not mandatory, at least in Germany, at our university. Charisma. What is charisma? Charisma is a special personal quality that allows someone to attract, inspire, and influence others, and that on a deep emotional level. That's exactly what we want as lecturers, right? Because that would help the learning process. If you remember yourself when you studied, do you remember a topic or a specific lecture, the lecture hall? Probably you remember the weird, nerdy professor, the quirky professor. You remember the people, you remember the personality, and you link the content of the lecture, the topics mostly to them. Charismatic for me is that someone is driven and also eloquent, enthusiastic, self-confident. These things, yes, I consider charismatic. And the most important trait in charisma is that they form these deep bonds. So you meet a person and just by meeting them once, sitting there and listening to their lecture, you feel already a connection. You feel they talk to you. It was once thought that charisma is an innate gift, but that's not true. It can be learned. And the secret is, there is no secret. It's connected to being a warm person, being competent, being an active listener, having an open body language, a little bit of self-awareness, and most importantly, treating others with respect. That already would give a charismatic appearance. So those are emotional and social skills that anybody can work on to improve charisma. Why is charisma important for a lecturer or professor? That's my opinion, that it's important. How I see it is that a charismatic lecturer is motivational at the same time. They infuse their passion and energy for the topic into the audience, and that helps learning immensely. And it is also very inspiring for a future career. A charismatic person gives unique insights and also engages with the audience. So you get anecdotes, practical tips. You're prepared for the exam much better than just reading the pure content of words and take-home messages. Why? Because you can connect with metaphors, with other areas of life. You can use the anecdotes that the person tells to memorize the new aspects of the lecture, for example. And charismatic lecturers engage with students through discussions and questions. The direct questions like, who of you ever experienced this and that? Or did you ever come across this and that? Did you read this newspaper article? What do you think about it? Anybody has an opinion? Anything like that. Charismatic lecturers help students to remain focused because the person standing on stage is not boring. They are engaged and enthusiastic and all of that. So students will focus more on what the person says rather than what is on the slides and what they have to fulfill for the exam. They are bound to the lips, and that helps immensely to listen to the person, and then with this active listening, engaging in discussions and in practicing the topic, and then it will be much better solidified as deep knowledge. A very important feature of a charismatic lecturer is that people tend to trust a charismatic person, and with trust comes also a better learning atmosphere. The trust is very important because the trust is two-sided. The students know that they will get the best guidance towards reaching the learning goal and fair exam. And the lecturer on the other side has also a big advantage because the lecturer knows that in case there is, for example, a mistake slipping into the slides or something, then the audience will speak up, will mention it, give feedback in a friendly way. So it's mutual. Trust is a very big point, and it can be easily achieved by charisma. The buzzword critical thinking is a buzzword that I personally dislike because it was misused so many times. But charismatic lecturers nourish critical thinking and communication because you want to talk about the topic with this teacher or with each other about the lesson. And this is so helpful because talking and speaking out loud helps the learning process. Learning is not only in the head, it's not only writing things down, it is also active communication. And that is so valuable if it's happening automatically. The most important thing with charisma in the classroom is that it completely erases boredom. Boredom in the classroom. I've seen it so many times. I've experienced it myself when I was the non-charismatic lecturer. And boredom kills everything, because you cannot learn when you're bored. You cannot focus when you're bored. You cannot listen when you're bored. It's just a total waste of time, of anybody's time. A charismatic lecturer makes this time go by very fast, and the content of the lecture is interesting, and even if it's a repetition, there will be bits and pieces that are new, or that there's a new angle of thinking about this topic, and it's just no waste of time. It will be inspiring and it will be memorable. And all that you can achieve with charisma. In summary, I believe that charismatic lecturers make learning more enjoyable, memorable, and also personally relevant. And students that attend such lectures, they gain more than just knowledge. They receive motivation, they receive guidance, and they receive an excitement for their studies. Tell me, are you a charismatic lecturer? Are you a student, and do you have charismatic lecturers? Do you have the same definition of charisma that I just gave you? And how do you see all that in the context of higher education at universities? Let me know. Happy teaching.